That man gave me the beautiful night today. So shout out to him. Make una help me. Shout out to my husband. Anyway, let's get straight into some things. It's a very beautiful Sunday, honey. We're going to talk a little bit about the interview that happened the day before yesterday. The interview was so long I was unable to do the most yesterday, but let's talk about it, y'all. So, for the people who have been on social media, I don't know if you guys have seen this clip. Let me try and see if I'll be able to display it on the screen, y'all.
I've been in Nigeria before. The country I've never been before. You're going to force somebody's fiancé who's engaged already. Are you out of your mind?
Okay, shout out to Mr. Jukes over there. That clip from the movie The Return of Lorenzo had really been going viral. Of course, people talking about Juma Jukes' acting skills. Of course, Priscilla during the interview with Wasafi some weeks ago said that Jukes actually did a good job and he should probably think about doing it professionally. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I've been looking at some reviews online, and I must say that people are very much impressed with Juma Jukes' acting skills. They're saying that he was so good, you guys. Tell me how you think about it down below for the people who have already watched the movie. Do y'all agree or do y'all not agree? And of course, I'm sure y'all have seen a couple of these charts making rounds on social media, especially on TZ blogs. And of course, they're talking about Spotify charts, because you all know that they're trying as much as to migrate away from YouTube. It's a little bit hard, but yeah, we talk about Jukes a lot on this platform, honey. That should not scare you. We're trying as much as to keep it view, but anyway, let's go through this chart that somebody put together. Of course, Tanzanian Spotify charts, of course, artists with lots of monthly listening: Diamond with 1.8, Rayvanny 787, Harmonize 6, and of course Jukes 5 with is it 495? I don't think that's so. Jukes is at 500,000. Let me check. And there you go. That is the latest. If you go on Spotify, is at 503. His numbers have been really going rapidly, especially since the song Equity came out. And of course, also on the most views is at number 8. And here's my thing, right? So if you take a look at the charts, Jukes even appearing in less than 2 years, that his career took a different turn. I think is the real reason why he's receiving the kind of hate that he's receiving from TZ. That's just my opinion, y'all. I mean, because dude literally was somewhere, but out of nowhere he's in the equation, and some people feel some threatening, or rather they feel like their position are being threatened, and that's why they feel like, you know, let's just throw in some sand in there and see how things will be boiling. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I always say, whatever it is that was done in the dark, honey, will always come to the light. Okay? Kindly show this video some love. Click on that like button. It's very, very important. Hey, please, por favore. It's a beautiful Sunday. The last thing you want to do, honey, is not showing us some love. So let's go back to the interview, darling.
Past 2 years, you've responded a bit.
Yes, and that's because of the people I love. It's not even about me.
Yes.
Do you
Because I've never seen you respond on anything about yourself.
Yeah.
It's your mother's movie,
The
your
That's My
husband's,
Husband,
Eddie's.
exactly.
It is always you responding
Yes.
because of somebody else.
Exactly, and that's how my mom is. She fights people's battles.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like,
Guys, let's start there. So here is where Prissy was being asked about her clapbacks. Apparently in the past, baby girl really never addressed any rumor or replied to any person that was saying anything about her. I remember later on in the interview, when the interviewee asked her about her not addressing the situation with any Olua, if they were dating or not, and she said that she felt like, you know, she wasn't obligated to be out here telling people what she felt like people really needed not to know, you know, because it was obvious she was out here calling that man my best friend. So according to Priscilla, she's saying the real reason why she be out here clapping back which she planning to rectify, by the way, because she doesn't like that behavior, is because she doesn't like seeing people that she loves, especially her mother and of course her husband, wherever they're being dragged, it hurt her so much, and that's why sometimes she's almost forced to come out and speak on their behalf. And that's true, most of the time when Prissy be doing these clapbacks is because they're coming for either her mother or her husband. You all remember the way she came in when they were trolling her husband when it comes to equity, and she knew how to play that on her favor, and it turned out to be something very beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's continue this interview, y'all. Please kindly give this video a like, per favore, please.
To ignore, because it's not worth it. Because at the end of the day, whether you address, whether you don't address, you're going to do what you're going to do. So that's the part I'm actually learning how to ignore and be inhuman.
As you all heard her, she also talked about how that is part of her that she's learning how to ignore, because she knows that she can hold her own wherever people are calling her names, wherever people are dragging her. She doesn't really care, but she only cares when they're touching her family members or her friends. It's now where she feel like, oof, that's not nice. It hurt her so much. So after that, hold on, let me play you this part also. It's very, very important, okay?
The sad is when they talk bad about people I love, or maybe they like people I love and not happy. It's sad. It makes me very sad.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely, you all heard Prissy. She's saying that it hurt her the most whenever they talk about people that she loves, y'all. So
Your in-laws, what's the relationship with them?
and of course, the interviewee will go ahead and ask her, your in-laws, how is your relationship with them? Of course, we know the in-laws are, Juma Jukes' family members, but also TZ people in general, they are also technically, Priscilla's in-laws, right? And Priscilla has some things to say, honey. Let me let you all listen before we continue.
But what's that relationship like with your in-laws?
They express, they're like, wow, we had fun, you guys can party, you guys, I think they're very amazing. They have like chilled. I feel our whole family, we're very chilled and good people. They're good people, and they're also very supportive of us. My husband and his mom, his sister and his brother.
Of course, the part of family, or rather in-laws, that Miss Mamas was talking about are, the in-laws who are, of course, Juma Jukes' brother, sister, mother. And if you have seen the inspiration, or rather the effects of Prissy going to that family, because for the first time we are seeing Juma Jukes' sister becoming very bold with, the cloth wear, coming to Kenya to do the pop-up, sometimes even by herself. We've seen Juma Jukes' brother also taking in camera seriously, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot. Everybody that has ever come close to these people have always become better version of themselves on one way or another. Let's listen to more.
Other social media people, they can be negative sometimes, but I think
people from
the country, not my in-laws, from the country.
Why?
Prissy talked about how, her in-law are so good, they're very supportive, and they make it easier. But when it comes to other people, especially on social media, her in-laws, she feel like they're very negative. And she also mentioned, it's not the first time, I remember, was it the interview with Jarvis, where she said that most of the time she don't even translate because she know that they're talking so bad about her. And it's sad, yo. It's sad to know that you're so bad to someone that you're making someone automatically assume that anything that you're saying about them is bad. Like that's how bad you've became, so
I don't know.
There's some certain countries in Africa that are just, many of us handle visitors differently. Nigeria is used to visitors.
Yes.
But we love visitors.
We love visitors. Yes. Yeah,
So,
I think that's it.
has that been difficult to deal with?
I don't understand what they're saying. So
the guy go ahead and ask Prissy, is it a culture thing? Is it a tradition thing? When it comes to Nigeria, they're very welcoming. They love visitors. And Prissy's like, she doesn't know because she doesn't understand, the language and all that. But, I don't know. I don't know how to put it. You comment down below, guys, and tell me how you feel about it down in the comment section. This is how bad experience I think it has to do more with TZ blogs because they're the ones who are feeding public information because publics are reacting to whatever it is that they're posting, y'all.
Sometimes I don't know what they're saying. Yeah. So maybe sometimes I don't even translate. But sometimes, okay, let me see what they're saying. I just ignore. Because at the end of the day, I'm living there. So I just have to be.
Yeah, peace with your in-laws.
It's my in-laws. Whether they like me or not. You assess me by force.
You assess me by force.
Yeah.
And that's on that. That's the spirit, Miss Mamas. That is definitely the spirit. Of course, Prissy, go ahead and say that. You know, it doesn't matter, you know. I don't care what they're saying. You know, they don't put extra coin on my pockets. You know what I'm saying? In fact, they're benefiting off of talking about me. You know what I'm saying? So Prissy's like, she just minding her own business and she's living her beautiful life because at the end of the day, people that matters love her. So what more do you want? You know what I'm saying? And this is sad, bro. Like, you guys don't understand how sad this is. Like, you guys had to, and Prince is not the only person who have talked like this. Like, Zari have bad taste. They left bad taste on Zari's mouth. Like, Tanasha literally don't like TZ blogs. You know what I'm saying? They're the good ones, like the Milado Ayos, but there are some rotten ones, you know. They pretend like, oh, yes, they're good and love. But anyway, I'm coming back with more tea.